Hello and welcome to Tonalist Painting by M. Francis McCarthy. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy. And the painting we are doing today is a 14 by 14 inch painting, and it's called Close to Twilight. I know I said I was probably going to do another redo this week, but looking over them, I definitely improved all the paintings I did, but so I just wasn't feeling it. Anyway, I decided, and I do all of this by the seat of my pants, so I decided that I wanted to get into one of my bigger paintings here, and this is a 14 by 14, and which is, pretty good size for me. It's definitely getting up there, and this is one I'm pretty happy with. Now, you may have noticed normally I have a pattern where I do a 5 by 5 sketch, and I did indeed do a 5 by 5 sketch for this painting. However, it was not videotaped because I did it with while I had a student, and it's just not working to have generally when I have a student I work side by side with them in my studio, and trying to squeeze a video camera in there at the same time as I'm explaining how to make a landscape painting just doesn't work. So I was thinking I might put it in the blog post, the 5 by 5, but whatever, you guys, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's definitely a lot rougher than this, and as I've discussed in the past, scaling up the work is definitely taking some adjusting on my part. I feel I'm getting better and better at it, and one thing I really like about working larger is that I've got more room for different striations of clouds in the sky and more variation of different, in the little sketches I'll do modulations of color. In fact, that's pretty much all that's in them. It's just blocks of color. They're so small I can't do any detail, but I was pretty happy with this one, and I think the sky is definitely, if not the focal point, it's leading you up to the sky, which is, let's face it, that's the most interesting part of the painting. This is one of my road paintings, and I could get real philosophical about, we're all on a journey, blah blah blah, but the truth is I just, I have to take a lot of road reference out here because everyone likes to keep their land behind an electrocuted fence, because here in New Zealand everyone just makes money off of grass. Basically, that's the only way anyone makes any money, and then every other economy of any sort of impact or import has been exported to China. So we are holding down the fort for the dairy out here, so you vegans don't hold it against me. It's just how it is. Anyway, I don't mind roads. Sometimes in some recent bits I may have been replacing or recompositing out the roads with a stream or a river or something like that, but this one is the road definitely is pretty much 1/4 of the area of the painting, so definitely a big factor, but it came out good. And one of the things I like best about this painting is the overall warmth of it, and again, the interesting sky with pretty much every color you could throw into a sky. Speaking of, there's one color that tends not to work in skies, and that is green. Unless the whole painting is green, that would be the exception. You have a green painting with a yellow-green sky, people will go, okay, but you're better off keeping the green down in the landscape. And as you're going to see in a little bit, most of the landscape here is all golden types of tones and rusts and things like that. And the greens are all really pushed off into brownish greens anyway. And I am on schedule. I am doing one of these today. I have no idea right now what I'm going to write about in the blog post, but I'm thinking about just talking about the red-green dynamic in landscape painting, and maybe that'll fill up a few columns of type, and also elucidate and educate those of you that are paying attention. And for those of you that are just watching the videos, you're really missing out, because there's some serious content in the blog. If you look underneath the video, you'll see links to the blogs and my website and all of that. And you know, I have been doing this a while, so I'm pretty open about sharing almost every aspect of my process online. I have debated in the past, you know, putting up some sort of paywall or something like that, but you know, why? You know, and the thing is like, it's kind of a chicken or the egg thing. If I was Richard Schmidt, I could charge you $25 or $50 for a DVD, you know, and a bunch of tips on painting, and that'd be great. But I'm not as widely acknowledged as old Richard, and that's okay. You know, actually, speaking of Richard Schmidt, if you're not familiar with him, type him in Google, buy his book called Alla Prima, Everything I Know About Oil Painting, and you know, prepare to meet a genius, I will say. He works in a bit of a different mode, but I've definitely picked up a few things from old Richard, and I'm not shy about picking up tips from pretty much anybody I can and using them in my process to further my agenda as a painter. And I think that's really important, especially if you're into you know, educating yourself about painting. Really, too, there comes a time to, you know, put the books away, put the books down, you know, paint, just paint. Do some more paintings. Do some bad ones, do some good ones, do a couple great ones, and then rinse and repeat the process. Just keep doing it over and over and over again. And what's amazing is I'm probably getting close to, I don't know, it's hard to say. I'm probably close to about 900 landscape paintings under my belt right now, if you count the studies, which seems like a lot until you reckon that I started back in 2008. So, you know, and the fact of the matter is most artists only do about 2,000 paintings in their life, and I think I'm on track for more than that. Hopefully, if I live to be, you know, 75 or 80, who knows, I might have 3,500 paintings, 4,000 paintings, 4,500. Who knows? It doesn't really matter actually what the quantity is. What matters is the quality. But the sad reality is that you can't get the quality without producing quantity. You have to get in there and paint all the time. And that's what I do. I pretty much paint every day except Sundays, and Sundays today out here in New Zealand, I realize it's Saturday there in the other time zones on the other side of the timeline, on this giant marble called planet Earth. Now, just for those of you that might be interested, this particular video is sped up a major amount. It's probably 16 to 17 times faster than I painted it, and the reality of the matter is that the larger you work, the longer it takes just to physically block things in. I did an 18 by 24 this week, and I had a meeting to attend at 4 o'clock, and I was scrambling just to block the color in before the meeting so that I could, you know, basically coat it with liquid and then go in with my second pass next week. And sometimes that's all I do in that first pass. I might just block things in. I try my best, though, to make every stage and every step of my paintings beautiful in its own right. So I don't like to walk away from a painting that's, say, halfway done and come in the next day and block in the rest. I want that whole thing covered. That way, if I hit a telephone pole on the way home, my estate will still be able to sell it. So I think that's worth thinking about. Who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. In fact, after I'm dead, how much is it going to matter? These are going to be postcards from a consciousness that was here which is cool and really enough reason to paint if you think about it. Why not, you know? And as old Rod Stewart said, in fact, I don't think he wrote the song, but every picture tells a story, you know. Every painting is giving you a portrait of the state of consciousness level of the painter when they were doing it. Anyway, I can see we are getting close to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope you go read the blog, and you can find out more about me on my website, which is landscapepainter.co.nz. And I will be tuning out for now, but we'll be back next week. So meanwhile, take good care and stay out of trouble.